here's a look over the Oregon coast at the Inn at Spanish Head Resort Hotel in Lincoln City. Thank you for watching Afternoon Live. Well, you've heard the saying, kids say the darndest things. Well, our next guest has found that what teenagers text is even more hilarious. We welcome the host of the Leighton Show, Chip Leighton. Hey, Chip.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, I have to start off by saying I am the biggest fan. I absolutely love your work, and whenever I'm scrolling down my Instagram page at home and I'm laughing out loud, my kids say, "Are you watching that guy again?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm watching that guy," because he cracks me up. So for people who aren't familiar with your Instagram page, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, sure. It's a page that focuses on humor around raising teenagers, and there's some stuff about marriage. But a few years ago, I started sharing some funny posts about my own family, funny text messages and stories, and other parents kind of jumped in. They said, "Oh my gosh, that's exactly like my family." Now people send me their text messages, and I share those. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, well, you know of which you speak because you have teenagers at home. So is that truly how it started? Just some funny things within your own family?
Yeah, just silly stuff. I never thought it would really go anywhere. It's kind of gotten a little bit out of control, but yeah, I started with text from my teenager, and I do lists of things I've apologized to my teenagers for, or things I've apologized to my wife for, and turns out we're not that unique, and other families say, "Oh my gosh, we had the same conversation around here."
Well, yes. Well, as we're talking, we're going to see a few of the texts that you get, ones from your family and ones that people have sent to you, because they just absolutely crack me up. And so I want to know, what do your teens think about your following? You have 640,000 followers on Instagram, which I can pretty much guarantee is more than they have. How do they deal with that?
Yeah, they probably don't find me quite as funny as the average stranger does, but my daughter calls me the unemployed middle-aged TikToker, which I can't really dispute the facts, but I don't put that in my bio or anything. So, but yeah, then my wife's got a great sense of humor, but she's probably doesn't find me as funny as most people either. We'll run into somebody in the street, they'll be like, "Oh, it must be so funny around the house." She's like, "Yeah, we're rolling in the aisles around here."
Well, I'm sure you had no idea that it really would take off as much as it did. You actually have left your corporate job to do this full time now.
Yeah, I left. I'm a veteran of the corporate world, but I left last year, in part to spend some more time on this. And I've written a book, and I've been doing some live performances and other things. So it's been wild. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, well, we're looking on the screen here. What Time is Noon? The title of your upcoming book. It's coming out this fall. What made you decide to put it all in book form?
Well, a lot of people suggested it for one thing, but I thought it would translate pretty well, especially the text message stuff. So the book's got hundreds of these funny teenager texts and stories from my family, and quizzes and other features, and I think it's going to be a pretty fun read for people.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. And you talk about teen texts, but then you also offer some instructions for parents. That's also one of my favorite parts. We're going to take a listen to some of your advice for parents.
Oh, great!
All right, this is more stuff you shouldn't do if you have teenagers. All right, first is volunteer at their school. If you do and you see them in the hallway, just look away and pretend you don't know them. Next is ask a question on a tour. This is embarrassing and nobody does that. Next is breathe, at least audibly. This is super cringy and annoying. All right, next is ask for a condiment that wasn't provided. I guess if you like mayo on your burger, it makes you a Karen. All right, last is using words from their generation. They don't care if your breakfast sandwich slaps or if the pancetta hits different.
Hits different. I hear that all the time.
It's all basic stuff. I think people should know this, but if they don't, I'm here as a resource.
Oh, yes. Yes, I appreciate that. Well, and you mentioned, too, that you actually have been doing some comedy stand-up as well, and you were with Caroline Ray. I want to hear about that.
Yes. Yeah. We've done a few shows together. Yeah, she reached out and said, "Hey, I think you're hilarious. You want to do some stand up together?" I was like, "I've never done stand up," and so she was great. She coached me through getting prepared for it on Zoom, and we did some shows. I live in the Portland, Maine area, your kind of counterpart on the East Coast, and we did done some shows here, and sort of figured out where to take that path. But it's the material translates pretty well actually to a live performance, so it's been fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it does. And you've published the teen text, and then you also talk about the apologies that you have to make to teenagers, including their smoothie was too cold.
Yeah, that's one time the smoothie I made was too cold. Yeah, it's a lot of basic stuff like that. I didn't respond to a text within 15 seconds. It's ironic because sometimes it takes 15 business days for me to get a reply, but yeah, it's basic stuff like that.
Yes, it always works the opposite way, yes, with teens. We all know that. Well, thank you very much. I look forward to more comedy and cracking up at your page.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And we'll put more information and a link on our website at katu.com, and we'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.